I'm Saturday hauling for you guys today, and I've just got kind of a random mishmash of things that I've gotten this week. I hadn't purchased too much stuff. I've been like saving up things that I want from Sephora for when the VIB sale starts. I'll go ahead and start off with an order that I placed off the Beautylish website for some repurchases. They finally got back into stock their Super Peptide Serum, and I had talked about this serum like to no end in like MT's videos and stuff. It was something that I used every single night. Then it was out of stock for the longest time, and I had heard that they were reformulating it, which I was like, why though? Because I love the one that I was using. So I went ahead and I purchased two of the newer restocked ones of the Super Peptide Serum from Good Molecules. And I've been using one of them, and the formulation is thinner. It's like a more runny consistency, and I really liked the thicker consistency. That's not to say that I don't like the product. I feel like it feels similar on the skin, but it's a much more watery texture than what it was originally. So I'm going to see if I notice a change in my skin from when I was using it prior to with the older formula compared to these ones now, since I had such a large like span of not being able to use it since it was out of stock. So we will see. It says it's formulated with tripeptides to target fine lines, wrinkles, and dullness on the packaging. So we're going to give the new guys a go. Also from Good Molecules and that Beautylish order, I got two of the Rosewater Daily Cleansing Gels. This is my nightly second step cleanse. So I use like a cleansing oil or cleansing balm to break down my makeup, and then I go in with this guy to give a really nice clean. And this product doesn't dry my skin out, but it leaves my skin feeling super clean without being stripped. And I've gone through a couple bottles of these as well. These are 4-ounce bottles. Let me grab one out of the box so you can see. It comes in really nice glass packaging with a pump on there, and again, this is a 4 fluid ounce bottle. So I'm almost out of the one that I have been using, so I got 2 more of those. And then I was kicking myself because if I would have waited, because they're having a spring sale on the Beautylish website with their gift cards, and then there's a lot of free gifts with purchases, and they were doing a free rosewater cleansing gel with a $30 purchase, and I was like, should have waited, but I didn't know. So sticking on the repurchase bandwagon here real quick, I purchased a Redken Color Extend Blondage shampoo and conditioner from Ulta. They were buy one, get one 50% off. You guys have heard me talk about these before, but this is one of my favorite purple shampoos for like really ashing out blonde hair. I find the conditioner to be very conditioning and the shampoo also really helps to pull the yellow out of my hair, which I love. And it's also one of those really purple shampoos that doesn't make my hair feel like straw. That's like one of the biggest downfalls of a lot of purple shampoo and conditioners is how like brittle it makes my hair feel, and this one does not. I've been using it for a really long time and I absolutely love it. So they were buy one get one 50% off, and I got the liters. I have a lot of hair, so I do tend to go through these pretty quickly. And then the AG Hair Care Conditioning Mist was also buy one get one 50% off, and this is a moisturizing detangling spray. So this is what I use on my hair when I get out of the shower after shampooing and conditioning it. I'll squeeze the water out, I'll spray this mist on, and then I go in with the Sally's One and Only Argan Oil, and that's kind of the only products I tend to use on my hair, with a little bit of hairspray when I put my hair up, but that's about all. But this is another product that I continue to repurchase over and over again, and I really like it. And then for old time's sake, I decided to go ahead and get a backup of the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Vanilla Quartz. They were 50% off at Sephora, and I was in the store, so I grabbed this inside the store. And the Vanilla Quartz shade is one of my favorite shades from all of the Shimmering Skin Perfectors from Becca. So this is actually the highlighter that I have on my face today on all the points where I typically highlight. And you can tell, like, I haven't used a Becca highlighter in quite a while. Compared to the really super shiny ones that I typically wear, this is much more subdued than those. Like, it's still highlighty and sheeny, but it's a much more like natural highlight, I guess, compared to like say those Jaclyn Hill loose ones that I hauled last week, or some of the Ofra highlighters or the Give Me Glow highlighters. So I found that really interesting because again, I hadn't worn one in a while, and I really like the Vanilla Quartz shade because it has a lightness to it, a little bit of opacity that really lifts my cheekbones. So I've got this one for, again, old time's sake, because we all know that Becca is going to be no longer, I think, as of September. So I got another one, and then I thought I would go ahead and swatch Vanilla Quartz, which is what is on my face for a highlight today. Kind of sad, but it is what it is. So it's a champagne with a slight yellow undertone, but it's not overly yellow. So that is what I have on my cheeks today. And it's from Becca. And then this next product is from Catrice, and it's the Sungasm Face and Body Highlighter. And there's a massive amount of product in this guy. And I want to say this was like 10 bucks or something, 28 grams, 0.98 ounces of product. And I had heard a couple people talk about this product, but the person that comes to mind is Paulina Beauty here on YouTube. I believe she's Swedish, and I just really enjoy her videos. I'll go ahead and link her channel down below if you guys are interested in seeing her videos. She just really keeps it real, and she always makes me laugh. So I remember her talking about this in one of her videos. I think she had to repress hers, which is no surprise, because when I first got this in my Ulta order, it was completely shattered, like unsalvageably shattered powder everywhere. So I emailed them and they sent me a new one, and it came in a padded mailer, which I guess it came more safe in the padded mailer than it did in the actual Ulta box. But my pan is like out, like it's fallen out. So I'll just have to like glue it back in the packaging. So in the pan it looks like a tannish kind of peach color, but when you swatch it out it's completely different, and it's got a really high, almost icy shine to it that's really pretty. And I mean, this is a highlighter that if you're just using it on your face is going to last forever. But the sheen that this gives is very pretty. It does have a little bit of a thicker type of a formula to it, and that it would be because there is silicone in it. So it will be a little bit heavier. So when I use it really buffed into the cheek, but it does give a super nice shine. And since there is so much product, I think I'll probably run some of this down like my neck too every now and again, but it's very pretty. So I'm glad that I picked that guy up. And again, that is from Catrice right there. It's their Sungasm Face and Body highlighter. And then I did go ahead and get the other shade of the Tarte Shape Tape Ultra Creamy Concealer, which is a spin-off of their original Shape Tape, but this is a more moisturizing, creamy version compared to that one. And that one was too dry and kind of too heavy for me, so I didn't particularly like the original Shape Tape, and I like this one a lot better. So I had hauled the 12B last week, and that's what I was wearing I think in last week's video, but it was just a little bit too bright, so I got the next shade deeper with pink undertones, and that is 20B. And I like, for this time of year, these two shades mixed together look really pretty underneath the eyes. And I just do like a 2 dots, one of each shade on each side, and that's enough for my entire under eye area. So I'll go ahead and swatch the two shades here, where this one is 12B that I hauled last week, and they come with the big doe foot applicator, and these are both pink undertoned shades. And then we'll swatch the new one that I got in 20B. Right here. So you can see the difference in the shades there. So there's 20B, excuse me, and here's 12B right there. And then if you mix them together, that's kind of my shade for right now. But I really like the finish, and it is much more moisturizing compared to the original. I did find that I need to set it really well. I'm on a little bit of a concealer bender because I picked up 3 more concealers. This one is from Burt's Bees, and I think I got this at, did I get it at CVS? Yeah, I got both of these next to at CVS. I really wanted to try the Burt's Bees ones because it says moisturizes with avocado oil, instantly brightens the eye area, and it's a concealer. I have a really dry under eye, so I like something that's more hydrating. And I got the shade Fair, so it's the lightest shade that they had available, and this concealer was terrible. I had such a hard time blending this out underneath my eyes that I brought in another concealer that I knew blended really well to mix in with it, just so that I could get it to blend out without having to like wipe my makeup off. So I'm not crazy about this concealer, but I will swatch the shade Fair for you guys. Yeah, I just don't like it. Which I'm really sad about, because again, you know, Burt's Bees is kind of on the natural line of things, and it was supposed to be moisturizing, but that's a no-go for me. That's the shade Fair though. Also from CVS, I thought I would try this Joa Truly Yours Dark Circle Concealer. And this is a K-Beauty brand. There's 0.24 fluid ounces of product. And I was thinking that the Dark Circle Corrector was going to be kind of a peachy pink color. And it's much, much more yellow than I thought it was going to be. It's also a more thin formulation. I'll put it underneath the Burt's Bees there. But I have been enjoying a thinner formulation, so I like that it's thin, but with this particular one, it's thin, it's also a light coverage, so it doesn't have a ton of coverage to it. And there's some concealers out there now that have a really thin consistency but cover super well. So I do like this one. I like it a lot better than the Burt's Bees one. I like it for like a lighter day, but I do wish that that shade was a little bit more pink or peachier of an undertone, because it's kind of, it's a little bit yellow. And that one is the shade, I didn't tell you the shade, did I? That's the shade Porcelain right there. And again, that's the Joa Truly Yours Dark Circle Concealer. And then along those same lines of being a moisturizing product, I thought I would try the Physicians Formula Butter Believe It Foundation and Concealer. So it says and concealer. I didn't buy this with any intentions of putting it all over my face. I wanted to try it for a concealer. And since it's a foundation and a concealer, I just kind of thought that the consistency was going to naturally be thinner compared to a standalone concealer. And it is. It has like a runnier type of a consistency to it. So the shade that I got is Fair. And this has got a pretty strong like coconutty fragrance to it. Or it's possibly the, I think it's Muru butter that's in here. Well, I thought it was like Muru butter, but it's actually a fragrance or perfume, which is in the top half of the ingredients list, along with a ton of different silicones. So that's a reason why I wouldn't put something like this all over my face. But for around my eyes, I can usually get away with it. So this is actually what I have underneath my eyes for concealer today, and I was really impressed with how it looks. It covered really well. It's very thin. Again, the only thing I would have changed is this shade is very yellow in undertone. So I'll put a little bit on my hand so you guys can see the consistency of it. Well, that's more than a little bit, but at least you can see the consistency when it's kind of running down my hand there. I probably used a third of this much product for both of my under eyes. And again, it's more yellow than I would like, but I love the finish underneath my eyes. I think they look very nice today. I set it with the Danessa Myricks translucent setting powder, and it looks really good. So I'll continue to play around with it. It also feels moisturizing, and it hasn't creased in my little eye rolls either. So that's a very small amount of product that I'm blending out, and you can see how well that covers. I've been enjoying it. I might check out the other shades. Granted, this is the lightest one, and if you are the fairest of the fair, I don't think that that shade would be light enough for you. It's yellow and a little bit deeper than a shade I would call fair, I guess. But I do like this for a concealer so far. So that's the Physicians Formula Butter Believe It Foundation and Concealer. I wish they would have threw some SPF in this guy. You know what? Maybe, because a lot of the Physicians Formula foundations I find have some similar ingredients. They're all kind of heavily siliconed. I know they have one that was really popular that has SPF in it. And I think I'm going to try that one possibly for a concealer, because I think some of those shades ran a little bit more cool toned as well. I'm going to try that. I'm going to check the next time I'm in town. And then the other day I ended up inside of an Ulta store in Minot, North Dakota. And typically I go to the one that's in Bismarck. And they had a couple different like lines that the Ulta and Bismarck didn't carry. And one of those lines was the I Heart Revolution. So they had a display for those. And I had looked at these two products online so many times and just never bought them. So when I was able to see them, I grabbed both of the shades that I was looking at. And this is from again, I Heart Revolution, and these are the fruit blushers. The peach one has got a total 0.32 ounces of product, and the strawberry one has got 0.36 ounces of product, probably because the fruit is raised and the strawberry is bigger than the peach. Maybe. And these are made in Taiwan. So here is the peach version. And I thought that it was going to be kind of an overspray, but this little peach, I don't know if it's just the raised part or if it goes all the way through the flat powder, but the peach is kind of raised, and then there's a matte or satin version around it, and then the center part is a shimmer. So when I used it, I kind of concentrated my brush up this way to get a little bit more of the peach with the shimmer, and it looked really pretty. On a deeper skin tone, this would probably be more like a highlight shade, and it's really pretty with those shimmers in it. But that's the peach one. And then here is the strawberry one. Again, the strawberry is like a shimmery strawberry. And then the outside is like a satin matte shade. So I just swirl them all together. And I really like both of these. I'm glad that I picked them up. And I want to say they were like $7 a piece. They're really pretty, right? So there's the peach one, and then there's the strawberry one. I think they smell too. No, they don't. I thought they smelled. They don't smell. And then I glanced at the Morphe section and I saw this 9V Vintage Rose Artistry palette, and it looked like just a really good one and done eye palette. So I picked it up, and this is the packaging on it. And I had purchased a 9-pan from Morphe, I want to say like 2 or so years ago. And the quality on that one was so bad. And I'm happy to report that the quality of this one is much better. It's kind of a basic shadow formula. The shimmers aren't anything special, but they are shimmer shadows that they blend really well, and so do the mattes, and there's nice pigmentation. But there's a light matte shade, a light shimmer shade, some mid-tone shimmers, and then some mid-tone mattes, and a deeper one for the crease. It was just like a one and done palette, and I thought that I would try it out to see if the formulation of their 9-pans had gotten better, and it did. Like, compared to that one that I tried some years back, I was like, this is terrible. This is much better though. This one has got, I think they call them like sequin formula. It's a matte with those little sparkles in them, which I think by now we all know how I feel about that. Like, just make it matte or shimmer, you know? So those are the first 4. And these guys. And then this last shade. So those are the swatches of the Morphe 9V Vintage Rose eyeshadow palette. And this guy's got a total of 0.39 ounces of product, and it is made in China. I also picked up 2 of the Coach and Sephora collection palettes. I got the Uni Face palette and then the Shark Eye palette. And I'm going to get the dinosaur one too when the sale starts, because I really like these. I've seen a bunch of mixed reviews on these palettes, but I give them an A for effort. I like things that are a little bit out of the norm and that make the beauty world and makeup fun, and these to me are fun. so they have little clips on them, and I believe these are based off of like little mascots for Coach, if I'm not mistaken. But the face palette's got 3 face products that are 0.07 ounces per shade, which is pretty small in terms of the amount of product you're getting for face palette. And then this guy here is, where are you made at? This one is made in the USA. So again, the box packaging on these is the same, but here's the face palette. And if you're brave enough, you could clip this to your bag or something, but I will not do that. I would break it. And it flips open or it slides to the side as well. And then there's a mirror in there. And so here are the 3 face products. There's a highlighter, a matte blush, and a matte bronzer. So the highlighter is much too deep for my skin tone, and I find the shade choice very interesting because I find that the blush and the bronzer are really light, especially for how deep the highlighter is in the palette. Like, these 2 shades should have been with a lighter highlighter, and then this highlighter should have been with deeper shades of bronzer and blush. But so since I can't use that as a highlighter, what I like to do is take it and dip into the bronzer and mix in a little bit of that for like a shimmery style bronzer, and it just puts a little bit more sheen into it when I use the bronzer shade. But I got along with these products really well. They're very nice and soft. They're pigmented. They blend out in the skin really well. Again, the highlighter is just too deep for me to use as a highlighter. And the, like, again, the shade selection like is kind of odd, but see, it's almost like that shade's almost like a bronze on my skin. Maybe that highlighter shade is meant to be a shimmery bronzer. Maybe I'll try it by itself. We'll see. But this next one is the Sharky eyeshadow palette. There are 6 shades that are 0.04 ounces a piece in here, and this is also made in the USA. So there's the little shark. It opens up the same way as the other one. You can twist it upwards, and like it's on a swivel hinge, which is cute. And then here are your shadows. And I've worn this a couple times. It's not a standalone for me because there isn't a shade light enough to highlight how I like to contour my hooded eye area. So I brought in the Aether Beauty Pure Diamond Dust as per usual. And I really love the look that comes out of these shades. There's something really grungy about them that I really enjoy. So this black is like a sooty black, and I blended out that black in the crease with this red color, and it turned into this, I don't know, like a smoky reddish purple, and it looked super nice with those colors on the lid. I got along with it really well. So again, I'm going to go ahead and purchase the little dinosaur as well when the sale hits. And they're fun. I just think that these are fun products. I love fun beauty items, as we all know. So those are the first 4. There's 4 mattes and 2 shimmers, and your 2 shimmer shades are these guys right here, and this one's got very, very fine micro glitters in it. See, those are pretty nice. I got along with them quite well. I had a little bit of fallout with some of the shades, but it did brush off my cheeks. So that's the Sharky eyeshadow palette right there. And I think that they're cute. Next up, I placed an order off of the Viseart website. They were doing 40% off. I want to say it's the entire site. And they had launched a new Pro X palette. And I am a collector of all things Viseart, so I had to have it. And it was 40% off. So I was like, this is prime time. It's called the Grand Pro 1X. And this one has got 35 shades in it, 52 grams or 1.85 ounces of product, which is a ton. Now, when I ordered it, I didn't think to look at how much product that I was getting. So I was surprised that when I got it, it's the smaller, newer pans that they have. They're not the itty bitty petite guys, but it's that in-between size of the pan. So the Grand Pro 1X is got 35 shades, so more shades than the original Grand Pro, but the palette size is the same. So I'm going to compare them next to each other. But the thing with the Pro 1X is there are 11 new matte eyeshadows in it. So this one didn't come with a sleeve on it. It just came in the cardboard box, and this is also made in the USA. And then you've got your flip top like so, and then there's a little mirror, and then the plastic sheet, and then here are your 35 eyeshadows. So these are the same size pans that are in their new kind of midi size palettes, which this is the, oh my gosh, I'm going to drop something. This is the Mingset Etendu palette right here. So the pan size is the same as this right here, which I want to say they're 0.05 ounces or 1.5 grams. I think they're 1.5 grams per shade. And I actually like that these are the smaller pans because the palette isn't larger. It's going to be easier to like travel with, and then I can also interchange this palette out with the new smaller 12 pan palettes that they also came out with. So these are all matte shades. Don't ask me to like play remember the game Memory where you have to find the same 2? That's what I'd have to do between this one and the Grand Pro to find the same in different shades. I'm sure it's listed on their website, but there are 11 new matte shades in this one. And then I just wanted to show it next to the original Grand Pro palette, which is on top. So you can see the size difference in pans. And then there are more shades in this guy, which this was, I think it was 150 retail and then 40% off of that. And that sale is going on through, they extended it till the 28th, which is tomorrow. So I love me some Viseart matte eyeshadows. They're some of my absolute favorite matte eyeshadows. And I just had to have it. Like I said, I'm a collector of all the things Viseart, and it had to be a part of my collection. And then I also purchased one of their new magnetic palettes. So it's the exact same size as both of the palettes I just showed you, except for the layout inside. It's got the little plastic protective sheet is open. So like how much fun would this be to have this Viseart like really compact magnetic palette to put mix and match different Viseart eyeshadows. Most of their shadow palettes are magnetized in the palette, so you can remove them and rearrange them and kind of create your own situation. Or I've got some single shadows that need a home. So I might either mix up some Viseart shadows, or I might use this for other shadows that I have in my collection that are currently without a home. So they did come out with these new palettes though, and they weren't that expensive. I want to say they were maybe 10 bucks or something, but they're lighter weight, and they're still cardboard and kind of, you know, firm feeling, but they're lighter weight packaging. And then I placed an order on the Besame Cosmetics website. I had found, I think it was a 20 or 25% off coupon, and I had looked at the Mary Poppins little collection for quite some time and just hadn't went ahead and bought it. And so then when I found that coupon, I was like, now's the time. So I went ahead and got it, and I was surprised that this also came with a like tote bag with little Mary Poppins on it, which is super, super cute. It didn't say anywhere that this would be coming with it, but it was in the box. And then here's the box that the set came in, which I don't think I'm going to be able to throw this away. It's just too darn cute. And then here's the box that was inside the box that the pieces come in. So it's a little like collector's piece box, the little notch on there that you can close it. And then it says Mary Poppins, practically perfect in every way. And that's what's in the lid. And then you have your little silk inlay, and there's a powder, a cream rouge, and a lipstick. And I actually used this powder to set my face today, and Besame makes really beautiful face powders. So I wanted to see how this one went on the skin, and I really like it. So I think I'm going to look into a couple more shades of their refills, or see if they have, this is the shade Practically Perfect powder. See if they have this in a single, because this one isn't magnetized, so once I use it up, it'll be gone. I wish they would have magnetized the powder in here or made it kind of refillable, but their newer pans are smaller, so I don't know if that would have worked out. But maybe the shade's available. So here's the compact. It's got the little image in the mirror there. That is a sticker if you want to pull it off. And then here's the powder. I don't know what good swatching it'll do, but I'll swatch it anyway. Again, that is the powder that I used to set my face today. Really beautiful finish. Feels nice, doesn't feel drying. My skin looks really smooth. I like it a lot. There's 0.35 ounces or 10 grams in this little guy, and it's the Practically Perfect powder. And then here is the Mary's Cream Rouge right here. It's a little tin pot, 0.08 ounces, 2.5 grams. And this one you can actually pull out if you wanted to, or when you use it up, you can have the cute little tin. But it's a cream rouge that you can also use it on your lips. It's kind of like a tint, or blend it out as a cheek product. It's not super, super creamy, so I am a little nervous about using it. I have not used it yet. I think it might move my foundation just a little bit, but we will toy around with it. And then here is the little lipstick that came in the set, and it's called Poppins Red right here, which is like it's like a cherry red lipstick right there. So just a really cute set from Besame Cosmetics. Again, I just love Besame's whole aesthetic. So that's everything I got in this week that I had purchased. And then I got in some really amazing PR, like stuff that I'd spend my hard-earned coin on. So I'm so appreciative that these were sent over to me. This first one is a new set from Rephr with 4 eye brushes. And a lot of their sets come with these reusable containers, so you can just flip them upside down and you have 2 storages for brushes, which I use all of the ones that I have like this as brush storage in my brush drawers, but you just close it up and it says Rephr, so you can use it to travel as well. And I believe that these are all new brushes from the Rephr line, and this is the matte lacquer, so the ferrule and also the handle has got the matte finish to it, and they sold out of these super, super fast. So I had gotten a message from them saying that they're going to restock in May, but I wanted to show them to you guys because 2 of these brushes I've been using nonstop. The number 29 brush is this itty bitty kind of push liner brush. It is very similar. Well, it's a dupe for the Wayne Goss. Oh gosh, I've used my Wayne Goss brush like this so much that the numbering has rubbed off. It's the number 8 brush. So here's the Goss 8 brush, and here is the Rephr 29 brush. They are a dupe for one another, and you can see both of these are used from me. I use these little tiny brushes right here to put on gel liner on the waterline. So like one of my favorites is this KVD Vegan Beauty Lemmy Green shade, which I do have on my waterline today mixed in with a Lethal Cosmetics liner, but I use these little brushes to pick up the product and push that on my waterline. So that's the new 29 brush right there from Rephr. And then this one here, I was using for blending out some more precision kind of upper fold crease area is how I've been using it, and I really like it for that. It's fluffing out a little bit as well, but it's got a pinch to it, but it still has a decent kind of size. It's just a more precise blend because of that pinch, and I've been enjoying using it to kind of blend out right through this area. And then the other 2 brushes in the set are the 27 brush, which is a fluffy blender, and this is circular all the way around. And then you've got the 29 brush, which is a kind of smudger brush, or if you really like to smoke out that lower lash line, it's got a fine point to it, and it's also circular all the way around. And these Rephr brushes, I've got brushes from Rephr that I use every single day. They're right on par with all the rest of my handmade Japanese makeup brushes that I love. Really good brand, very nice price tag on them as well. So that's one of the new sets from Rephr. And again, they said that they were going to restock these again in May. And when they do that, I might need myself another one of these little 28 brushes. House of Sillage was also kind enough to send me their new collaboration with Disney and Mickey Mouse. And I had started seeing some promo pictures of this prior to me getting the actual packaging. So this was one I was waiting for the UPS man. I was like that person looking out the window wondering where the UPS man was to deliver this. But this is the box packaging that the set comes in. And then all of the little boxes have got Mickey and Minnie Mouse on there. They just have such great attention to detail with their packaging, their shipping, the actual packaging with the products. Great with their attention to detail. You can buy all of the products individually on the House of Sillage website, except for the makeup bag that comes with the set only. And the entire collector's set is $240, which I don't think is a bad price at all, especially for the quality of the packaging and the products that you're getting. So that collector's set is the one where you can get the bag. So there's Minnie Mouse on one side and then Mickey Mouse on the other side, and it's a vegan leather bag. And then if you open it up, there's also a little pocket that says Disney and the House of Sillage. I think I'm going to go ahead and probably store all of the products from the collection inside of this little bag. Something funny about when I first heard that House of Sillage was coming out with more cosmetics items, I had found out about it the night before I had went to bed. I woke up because I have issues sleeping. It's a whole thing. Anyway, every time that I woke up in the middle of the night, I was thinking about House of Sillage makeup and what was it going to look like and how was it going to be. And I was so like pumped about it. And then when I got up for the day, I was still thinking about House of Sillage cosmetics. That's how like excited I was about the fact that the House of Sillage was producing cosmetics. Just a little side story. So back to the collection, there are 2 lipsticks that come in the range, and these are both their refillable lipsticks. So you can, if you have a couple of the bow tie lipsticks, if you want to put these in a bow tie, you can do that because the refills are the same style that go into the bow tie. However, the lipstick case that comes in this collection has got Minnie Mouse on one side and Mickey Mouse on the other, and it has got a magnetic closure packaging to it. So the refills, they just pop out like this. So this is the Playful Nude shade, and I've got this shade on my lips today mixed with one of my all-time favorite lipsticks, which is the Nude Sakura from House of Sillage, just to brighten it up a little bit. But this is a really pretty dusty kind of rose nude shade, and mixed with the Nude Sakura, it's like it's a really pretty pinky nude. But I'm going to go ahead and swatch it by itself right here. And then I'll read you guys too about the formulation of their lipsticks. I love the formulation of their lipsticks and their balms. They do have a slight vanilla scent to them. And then the other shade that came in there is Playful Red. And this is, of course, a red shade. It's almost a raspberry red shade right there. So that is the Playful Red shade of the lipsticks. And these are their diamond powder lipsticks, and they're infused with vitamin E and like hydrating oils. The set also comes with a lip gloss, and this is the shade Something Sweet. You have got Minnie Mouse on one side, and then you've got Mickey Mouse on the other. And this is a really pretty easy to wear pink, like really light pink with some sparkles in it. And I don't have this on, so let's just put some on so you can see the shine. It's got a little doe foot applicator. It also has a slight vanilla scent to it, which again, I appreciate the vanilla scent in lip products as opposed to the alternative, which is like floral. But that's the lip gloss shade right there in Something Sweet. And these feel really nice on the lips as well. I've been getting a little bit more into lip gloss, so I'm happy that this is like a light, easy to wear pinky nude shade. There are really, really, really fine shimmers in here as well, but you can't feel them on the lips at all. The lip gloss is alcohol-free, gluten-free, microplastic-free, mineral wax and oil-free, paraben-free, talc-free, and preservative-free. Next up, we've got the blush and highlighter compact, and this is also paraben-free, microplastic-free, and silicone-free. You've got Mickey Mouse on the compact right here, and there's 0.52 ounces of product, or 15 grams, which is pretty decent for blush and highlighter. And then here are your 2 products. So you've got a highlighter over here and then a blush over here. So the highlighter for me is a little bit too deep for the top of my cheekbones, and each time I've used this, which I've worn it quite a few times so far, I've enjoyed mixing these 2 together because I do enjoy kind of a shimmery blush, and this is like a dusty rose. It looks much lighter in the pan than it goes on the cheeks. So mixing these 2 together is kind of the perfect way for blush on my cheeks, and this is actually the blush that I have on my cheeks today, and it's really pretty. It blends out super easy to use. So let's go ahead and give you guys some swatches. The highlighter is really subtle. So even though it's a little bit too deep for me, I love that I can mix it in with the blush shade and get a little bit of shimmer in my blush. There are no there are no visible micro glitters or anything like that in there. It's a very smooth, peachy sheen to the skin that it gives. And then there's the Dusty Rose blush. So there are the swatches of the Complexion Duo. You get the highlighter in Joyful and the blush in Pink Bow. And again, that is the blush, the mixture that I have on my cheeks today. And then lastly, we have got the eyeshadow quint, which this one has got Minnie on it. And you can also interchange the blush and the eyeshadow. So if you want to put the eyeshadow in the Mickey Compact and the face one in the Mini palette, you can do that. The eyeshadow is also vegan, silicone-free, talc-free, and preservative-free. So I want you to keep that in mind with this formulation, that it doesn't have any of those ingredients in there. I get along with this formula really well. This is the eyeshadow palette that I have on my eyes, and I've worn it quite a few times. There used to be a little bow embossed in this center shade, but I've used it a lot of times, so it's no longer a bow. The formula is a little bit thicker, and I can't quite pinpoint a formulation in my collection that I could say that is similar to this. This pink shade has got some micro glitters in it, so it can get a little bit flaky, but it goes on the lid over like a tacky base really, really well. So that's that shimmering kind of pink that you see. And I was trying to think of what this palette reminded me of. I was like, this really reminds me, and then it like dawned on me. It reminded me of the first Tom Ford eyeshadow quad that I ever purchased, and that's the 04 Crushed Amethyst. That's the vibes that it gave me. So this is the old school Crushed Amethyst number 4 quad. It's the first Tom Ford eyeshadow quad that I ever purchased, and that's the vibes that this reminded me of. Granted, there's a little bit more of a plumminess to this with those pinks compared to the Amethyst quad, which pulls more purple, but something about, I don't know if it was the application or something, that reminded me of that quad. So let me go ahead and give you guys some swatches. These two are very similar in formulation. I would call them like a satin shimmer. And then these two right here are similar in formulation. They're like a metallic. And then this guy right here is I would say it's a shimmer infused with very, very fine micro glitters. That's the best way that I could describe it. Again, this is a thicker formulation, but it's very, very smooth and very impressive for having not any talc, no silicones, or any of that stuff in the formula. I'm super excited for what other color variations that these guys are going to come out with. Because again, I got along with this formula really well, and it's formulated without all of those silicones and stuff, which silicones can just really like make a shadow, you know, smooth, and it can adhere all those really fancy little sparkles and stuff like that. But one of the things that I've noticed with some of those shades that have heavy silicones, just like my face, is when I wash my face off at the end of the day, I've got lots of little, essentially they're little whiteheads on my lids. I find that really interesting. I used to blame like eye creams and stuff like that. Then I started to pay more attention to certain formulations of eyeshadow, and it's either heavy mineral oil or heavy silicone eyeshadows that can give me those little bumps. Like they're little whiteheads on my eyelids. Isn't that bizarre? So I'm excited about this. I have got no formation. I would notice probably 5 or 6 hours into the day, I would notice those bumps on my lids. And they're, I mean, again, I call them bumps because it sounds so much nicer than whitehead, but that's what they were. And I haven't had, every time I've used this, I haven't had any of those bumps on my lids. I do get a little bit of fallout with the shades, but it brushes off my face really easy. And for those that having like shimmer and shine to them, I don't find that they're like overly accentuate like my drier eyelid, if that makes sense. So I do love the finish that's on these shadows. So there are the swatches of the eyeshadow quint right there. And as always, a heartfelt thank you to House of Sillage for thinking of me and sending me over such beautiful items, cosmetics items with House of Sillage. I'm so excited to see what else they have in store, like super excited. Oh, by the way, the Wonder Woman 84 fragrance is back in stock. I'm like, right now, I'm like, just do it. Buy the backup. And they also have a really amazing gift with purchase too, like bow tie lipstick, lip balm, and I think a travel spray. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and do that because that's one of my absolute favorite fragrances. One of the thing with the House of Sillage fragrances, like 2 or 3 sprays, I smell them all day long, especially with that Wonder Woman fragrance. But I still want to back up because what if I mean, I know it's got, the one that I have is going to last a while, but I don't ever want it to run out. So this last PR box is very interesting to me. It is from a brand called Fluoresces Beauty. And so what's interesting about this is I had seen this brand over a year ago. Some people had tagged me, I think, on Instagram, and I was instantly enamored by their products, their packaging, just like the attention to detail again with this brand was just, I need those makeup products. That's how I felt about it, right? And then I went to go try to find where to purchase these items. Couldn't find anywhere like to buy them at all. And for the life of me, I couldn't find anywhere online where I could get my hands on these products. And they are a Chinese makeup brand. And then not that long ago, I saw Wayne Goss do a video on these products. And again, I was thinking, okay, he's gonna definitely have a link in the description box. There was no link. I'm like, I need these products like yesterday, okay? So I still hadn't been able to find out how to purchase them. And then Florasis emailed me and asked if they could send me PR. And I almost fainted because I was like, you have no idea how long I've been trying to get my hands on these products, right? So I was over the moon excited about it, and I had asked them in return to please let me know how I could share to you guys how to purchase this stuff, because I feel like you guys are going to want to get your hands on this just as bad as I did, right? What I grasped from the situation is they have got an Instagram and they're working on a website where they can sell internationally and send product to America. So that's in the works. As soon as I'm able to find out that that's available, I will let you guys know, because there's more products in the range than what I'm about to show you, and I want those products too. It's so, so beautiful. So rambling aside, they sent me the gorgeous Peach Blossom Silk Powder. This is the box packaging on this guy. And here is the compact for it. They also put the expiration date on the back of the packaging. And there's 7 grams of product, and this is number 2. Everything else I believe is in Chinese. So there was a little puff in here that I took out, but there's a closure lid. And this is just a super silky, soft powder. It is pretty translucent. It kind of reminds me of the under eye setting powder from Pat McGrath, that type of a texture to it. And it literally feels like silk. I've used it quite a few times to set underneath my eyes. And I like to use it when I have a really light, thin concealer underneath my eyes. I haven't used it just yet to set all over my face because I was kind of savoring it as an under eye powder because I might run out of it too fast otherwise. This next one is the Peach Blossom Carved Flower Pattern Highlighter, and this is the 02 shade. This is the box packaging. 10 grams of product, and then the rest is in, I want to say that's Chinese. And then here is the actual packaging right here. It's beautiful. And this is a baked jelly highlighter. It's a little bit too deep for my skin in the winter months, but I'm hoping that I can get away with it in the summertime. It's got like a peachy undertone. It looks very gold in like when you look at it, but there's a bit of a peachiness to it. And you guys all know how I feel about baked jelly products. So there's that. And if there's a number 2, that means there's a number 1. I need number 1. They also sent over this Ludai Floral Eyebrow Pencil, and this is MF03. Even the eyebrow pencil has got just the prettiest packaging. So there's a little refill to put inside as well. So if you use up the pen, you can put the refill in this really pretty packaging. I haven't used an eyebrow pencil in quite some time. I used this one time to kind of fill out the formula. And the tip has got like a little octagon style to it. And it's one of them harder type of formula brow pencils, which makes it not as difficult to go overboard when you're using product. So again, this is the 3 shade right here. And then there is a little spoolie on the other end and a refill in the package. And look at the packaging on it. It's so pretty. I mean, an eyebrow pencil, so pretty, right? Look. Nice. Next up, we've got the Peony Exquisitely Carved Flower Pattern Makeup Palette. This is where things get difficult for me. Both of these palettes I have not used yet. I don't know if I'm going to bear to be able to destroy the embossing on them. The outside packaging on this one is beautiful as well, but wait till you see the inside and you'll understand what I'm saying. Like, is that not beautiful, right? Wait for it. Wait for it. That is a baked jelly formula, and you have got horses inside the pattern. So these are blushes and these are eyeshadows. And from looking at them, I love baked jelly eyeshadows and they look like they're going to be amazing, but I have not brought myself to be able to destroy this embossing. It is so intricate. How am I supposed to use this? I told that to them when I emailed back and they laughed and they said, just use it. And I'm like, I'll use it when you have an international website and I can order another one. Maybe then I'll use it. Because I'm ridiculous. But this is like collector's makeup. This is the Peony Exquisite Carved Flower Pattern Makeup Palette. And my gosh, is it beautiful. It is so pretty. It's got like a lighter weight cardboard packaging with a plastic inlay there. Again, one more time. It's so pretty. This next palette is the Peony Exquisitely Carved Flower Pattern Eyeshadow Palette. Even the box packaging is just stunning. Again, I live for stuff like this. And then here is the palette packaging. There's a plastic sheet over the top. Let's peel it off. Look at that. So pretty. And then again, you guys, how am I supposed to use this? Look at this. You see those birds in there? And this is, again, I can tell it's a baked jelly formula. And I feel very strongly about the fact that this is also going to be very beautiful on the eyes. But I cannot bring myself to destroy that embossing. I feel like these need to be, like, preserved in pristine condition or something. They're so, so pretty. So beautiful. They also sent over 2 lipsticks. This is the box packaging. Love, again, that they have the expiration date on there. And this is what the outside packaging looks like on these. So they sent over M409. And I really want to swatch these, but same thing. I feel like they need to be preserved. There is etching all the way around the bullet of this lipstick with, they look like little sparrows on there. And since I don't, you know, really wear a ton of red lipstick, I don't even want to swatch it. It's so pretty. That's the M409 right there. And the other shade is a red too. This is M126. It's like a deeper brick red shade. And it's got that same sparrow and then the little Florasis logo in there. It's just very intricate and very detailed. So pretty. The packaging is weighted. It's got a magnetic closure on it. Oh, and a huge thank you to Florasis for sending those over. I know it didn't do a ton of good swatching the products, but I figured since right now there are no international ways to get the product out there, it wouldn't do me much good to ruin the embossing anyways. That's my logic. I'll link their Instagram down below, but I'll definitely let you guys know when I find out when they start to ship internationally and have a website up, because there, again, are more products from this brand that I want to get my hands on. But anyway, that's everything that I have for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. If not helpful, at least entertaining. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I will see you guys later. Bye.